The right champagne for your New Year's party.
Like you pointed out, Lindsay, champagne is only from the Champagne region in France.
So we can only really call this champagne.
Exactly. It has to be imported from Champagne in France.
Plus performance by Teen Pop Group R5.
What do I have to do? What do I have to do?
Welcome back, everyone. Many people celebrate the season with a bottle of bubbly.
But not all champagne is made the same.
Here to help us navigate the different flavors is Chris Kohatsu, author of Food with My Friends. Chris, good to have you back.
Thank you.
Wow, she's really popping bubbly.
We are popping corks, and that is the first thing. You know, champagne, I think, and sparkling wines can intimidate people sometimes, but what I've got here is budget-friendly selections, things that you're going to really enjoy for the new year and probably for all year to come.
Good, because you don't want to just have champagne for New Year's.
No. This is something you want to have for every occasion. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is a cava, and cava is from the Catalonia region of Spain. And cava is known for being very dry, and when I say dry, that means it's got hints of nuttiness, but it's not very sweet. It's actually more crisp and tart than it is sweet.
Now this is C-A-V-A?
C-A-V-A, cava.
And it would actually be considered a sparkling wine then, because champagne is only from Champagne.
Of France, correct. Now, some people enjoy it just as is, but some people miss the sweetness, so it's always nice to add a little bit of juice to make a mimosa. You could do orange juice, cranberry juice. In this case, I'm doing a little bit of pineapple, but what pairs nicely with cava is the sweet stuff. So I've got fresh strawberries, chocolate is nice, oranges are nice, but that's really a nice kind of, if you want to do it all day long or do a brunch, cava is the way to go.
Cava.
Remember that.
Cava.
C-A-V-A, cava.
Right.
And you said it's priced reasonably?
Yeah, a bottle will run you between $8 to $10.
Okay. Yeah, we like that.
Okay. So the next one I have here is a prosecco, and prosecco is from Italy. Now, when we talk about prosecco, we're talking about a little bit more in flavor here. So whereas the cava was a little bit nuttier, a little bit drier.
May we try this?
Of course you can. What you're going to get here is something a little bit fruitier and with a little bit more richness. What people say about prosecco is that it almost reminds them of bread. It's so rich and flavorful. So when you drink champagne like this, you want to smell it first.
Yeah, way to just guzzle it.
I didn't yet.
Usually you'll smell the fruits, and then when you taste it, usually it finishes. Prosecco finishes nicely. It finishes very richly. And what it pairs really well with is cheese. And nuts. And so what I've got here is a few examples.
Brie would be outstanding.
I have brie cheese, crackers, fresh fruits, and then I also have Marconi almonds with some figs and some goat cheese too.
Wow.
That works well too.
Well, real quick, does the type of glass change the flavor?
Well, presentation is so important, and you know, notice over here I've got the wine glasses, and that's so that we could mix in the juice. For Prosecco or anything above, you want to go with the flute. These are considered champagne flutes, and just for price ranges, Prosecco is going to be about $15 to $25 at the grocery store.
Gotcha.
Now let's get to the good stuff. This is champagne, and like you pointed out, Lindsay, champagne is only from the Champagne region in France.
So we can only really call this champagne.
Exactly. It has to be imported from Champagne in France. And what's noticed about this is when you give this a sniff, it's so floral. People call that the bouquet. So when you first drink this, you're going to smell the bouquet, but then you're going to let the richness settle in on your tongue. And what's wonderful about champagne is instead of having food enhance the champagne enhances the food. So what I like to pair this with is seafood, maybe a little bit of oysters, or in this case, I have salmon. I have all kinds of different caviar here. Oh my goodness. And you know, American caviar is just so wonderful that if you want to try something different.
American caviar, like bluegills and perch.
Exactly. You know, and the newest trend right now is to pair champagne with sushi. People just love that. That is something that's just picking up all over the place, along with sparkling sake. And notice in the glass there, I've put these in trumpet glasses, and that indicates that you're drinking something special.
That is really good.
And a real bottle of champagne will be about $35 to $50.
And how should you, when you hold one of these flutes, because it can, you know, warm up the champagne. I mean, you don't want to clutch it like this.
The right way to hold a champagne glass is always by the stem. You don't want to warm up the champagne. Champagne's always served cold, so you always want to hold it by the stem or the base.
All right.
Or the base.
All right.
Gotcha.
Pinky out.
If you really want to.
And you can get different champagnes can be dry, And sweet?
They can run from dry to sweet.
Okay.
Usually if you want to do a big meal and you want to start off with something nice, go drier. The Dom Perignon's really known for being dry and pairing well with the seafood.
Okay.
Same thing with Taittinger and a few other French ones.
Wow.
Chris Kohatsu. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Coming up on Daytime, the band R5 is here.
And they're performing for us if we can still walk.
Drink to that.
Just kidding, just kidding.